We've made pretty much zero progress on this exhaust manifold. There is a factory coating on here, and I'm not sure what it is. I just actually talked to some guys down at Cerakote on the phone. They said to go grab some 80 grit aluminum oxide. I'm using something called green diamond right now, and I'm not sure the grit of it, but I'm gonna go grab 80 grit aluminum oxide, and they said it should pull this right off, and that's what you're supposed to be using for Cerakote prep anyway. So I've been using the wrong media, I think, this whole time. Oh man, so this right here is about an hour and a half on each individual part, except for the up pipe that took maybe 15 minutes. The stuff with the factory coating, whatever coating that is, nearly impossible to get off. You can still see some of it is pretty much etched into the metal, and it does not come off, no matter what media we use, what grit. 150 PSI blasting 80 grit aluminum oxide at it, and it does not freaking touch this stuff right here. So I'm gonna call that a day. I think it's still gonna adhere very, very nicely. So the parts are gonna go in the oven at 300 degrees for 30 minutes. It's a little gas out cycle, kind of like we do when we're powder coating. And then the product that we're gonna be spraying today is C7600 Glacier Black Cerakote. I may have said that earlier. I don't remember if I said that earlier. So we have both C7600 and C7300. I believe the main difference between the two, they're both an air here. I think this is just a little bit more of a gloss finish, which I don't have hardly any of this left. I don't want to run out. So we're gonna go ahead and spray out this C7300 today. I'm gonna go ahead and pop these parts in the oven. Like I said earlier, 30 minutes, 300 degrees, pull them out, let them cool down, get them hanging up. We're gonna spray these outside so we don't coat the cars as well, and then we can get them cleaned up and get some Cerakote sprayed down. All right, so we have all the parts hanging up right outside. It's almost dark, so we got to make some quick work of this. I'm gonna go ahead and get everything cleaned up one last time with brake cleaner, and I'm not gonna touch it after we clean them up with brake clean, and then we can move on to the Cerakote. There's no way I'm gonna set up the entire paint booth just for this little project. So what I'm doing, because it's a little bit cold outside, I have all the parts in the shop. Shop is 75 degrees. I pop them outside real quick, spray them out, bring them right back in. So they're exposed to like 45-degree weather for maybe a minute. We should be good. The first coat is laid down. These things are gonna look so freaking nice. I'll probably do one more coat just to make sure that we have full coverage and to get the proper thickness of film. And I'm not sure how long you're supposed to wait in between coats. I'm gonna kind of go off what I learned painting just until it flashes off, if it does flash off. So maybe like 10 minutes, 15 minutes in between each coat. We're not gonna use any of these heat shields. They can all go in the trash. I do want to pull apart that Terpsky and get that hot side coated with the Cerakote as well, and potentially the center cartridge. I think this is a ball bearing turbo. That should simplify it when we go to pull it apart, but let's start digging into it. Make sure it's all in good condition, first of all. Second of all, get some stuff sandblasted and Cerakoted. Sometimes I mess with things I probably shouldn't. I've rebuilt plenty of turbos in my life, but this is completely different than like a precision ball bearing turbo. This whole entire ball bearing just completely fell apart. So now I'm a little bit screwed on this turbo, I think. I did some research. This center cartridge is a Garrett 3076R, as indicated by our tag right there. But here's our bearings, okay? Don't mind everything all dirty and messy now. I don't really care because I'm pretty sure we're just gonna buy a whole new cartridge, which is very expensive. It's about $1,000 if I'm being honest. So we can still use the hot side. We can still use the cold side. We can still use the compressor wheel. Oh, there's more bearings. But I think the whole center cartridge is gonna have to be replaced, which Kind of sucks, but at least we're gonna have a brand new turbo. So that's kind of cool as well. I'm gonna go ahead and sandblast this thing, and I want to Cerakote it while we have all the Cerakote stuff out still. So let's clean it up, get it sandblasted, and slap down some Cerakote. Update on the turbo. It's actually supposed to come apart like that. I talked to, I think his name's Austin over at Turbo Lab of America. They've built a few turbos for me. And he's like, yeah, that's completely normal. So I'm gonna order up probably some replacement parts for the turbo to rebuild it, and then we can assemble it later on. So I did go ahead, completely disassemble the cartridge. We got that Cerakoted. We got the hot side Cerakoted, and then we got some other random odds and ends for the Turbski coated as well. If you'll focus. Come on. Hello? 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 Okay. We got other stuff Cerakoted though. I'm highly debating, hear me out. I might powder coat the cold side. Cold side stays, I mean, it doesn't stay cold, but it doesn't get hot enough to warrant Cerakote. Powder coat definitely works because I've done it 1,000 times. What if we match this to the brakes? Would that be bussin'? Comment below. We have all the time in the world because we have to wait for replacement turbo parts to come in. So we could all powder coat this guy to match the candy apple red Brembos. Should we do it? I think I might do it. Comment below. All the stuff we did for the exhaust manifold and up pipe, that's all finished up. It's been like 6 hours. I think it said you can handle it within an hour. Parts are tack free 2 to 4 hours. It's been over 4 hours. Coating is partially cured at 24 hours and then fully cured 5 days. We're not gonna drive this car within the next 5 days, so we'll be fine. But we could probably go ahead and assemble the manifold and up pipe and get it onto the engine. I'm excited because this Cerakote, when it dries, looks so good. Look how beautiful that looks. So let's go ahead and get that manifold and up pipe combo assembled, and then we can slap her on the engine. I need to grab some longer bolts. The ones that were on here were super rusty, and these ones that I have, as you can see, are just a little bit too short. So tomorrow I'll grab bolts, but here's how she looks installed onto the engine. No point in installing the up pipe without the proper hardware. These turbo parts that we coated, they are all tack free now, and they turned out amazing. If you guys want to pick up this Cerakote that I used today, I'll link it down below. Gonna try to get some turbo parts in ASAP because everything else for this build is showing up within the next few days. So we'll see what we can do. I might try to buy new or like put a different turbo on it for now. I don't like doing that though. I don't like swapping parts out, but on this build, it wouldn't really be a big deal because we are pulling this motor out fairly soon to do the 2.5. So we could always put this Blausch back on whenever the 2.5 goes in, because I think the Blausch would probably blow the 2.0 fairly quick. High 4s, low 5s is what it's capable of. This motor here is probably capable of high 1s, low 2s, if I'm being completely honest. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Peace out, my friends. I'll see you boys and girls tomorrow.